In the heart of the dark mountains, where narrow dirt roads twist between clustered mud houses, lies a forgotten village wrapped in heavy silence, as if it exists outside of time. The village seemed trapped between clouds and shadows. Strangers rarely reached it, and those who did left quickly, as though something unseen was driving them away. At the center of the old square stood an ancient well, surrounded by eroded black stones. It was said to be centuries old, dug during the plague as a mass grave, later filled with water to conceal secrets no one wished to uncover. No villager dared approach it after sunset. Tales spread of strange voices rising from its depths, of people vanishing when they peered inside. Elders claimed they had seen faces in the water, eyes glowing in the dark. Women swore they had heard the cries of children echoing upward. The well became the curse of the village, and every house nearby lived in constant fear. Salim, a lonely man with no wife or children, lived in a crumbling mud house on the edge of the village. He spent his days in heavy silence, his nights watching the clouded sky. He was not liked by the villagers, eccentric, withdrawn, and often seen staring at the well for hours, as if searching for something. At first, he heard faint whispers calling his name. Later, he saw shadows moving across the water's surface, though it remained still. Black cats appeared suddenly around the well, their glowing eyes fixed on him before vanishing without a trace, as if guarding a hidden secret. Each night, as darkness fell, the air grew heavier. The cold seeped into his bones, and the entire village drowned in unnatural silence, waiting for something dreadful to happen. Salim felt the well was calling him, and that only he could understand what it concealed. One moonless night, when clouds smothered the sky, Salim heard a loud crash from within the well, as though something massive had risen from the depths. Trembling, he stepped closer and saw his reflection in the water. But it was not his face. It was distorted, with hollow eyes and a mouth twisted into a demonic grin. The black cats surrounded him, their cries sounding like children weeping, before they leapt into the well and vanished. The ground shook beneath his feet. A cold, invisible hand gripped his wrist, pulling him toward the edge. He tried to scream, but his voice was strangled, as if the air itself refused to help him. From that night onward, Salim never slept. Whenever he closed his eyes, pale faces rose from the well, some eyeless, others grinning with bloody smiles. The spirits whispered, "Come down to us, come down to us." He began hearing footsteps in his house, though he lived alone. Doors opened and closed slowly. One night, he awoke to find a black cat sitting on his chest, staring into his eyes without blinking. Then it dissolved into black smoke that seeped into his ear. From that moment, voices filled his head, commanding him to fulfill the well's desires, to offer it a sacrifice. The spirits grew bolder. Shadows stretched across his walls, skeletal fingers reached from beneath his bed, and twisted faces appeared in his mirrors. Whenever he tried to flee, he found himself drawn back to the well, as if an unseen force dragged him there. The villagers avoided him. Children ran when he approached. The black cats followed him everywhere, their ember-like eyes watching, as if they knew his end was near. One night, Salim carried a lantern to the square and sat beside the well, speaking loudly to something invisible. Dozens of black cats gathered, their eyes glowing like fire, their cries resembling the screams of infants. Suddenly, thick smoke rose from the well, and skeletal hands gripped its edge, as though something was climbing out. Salim did not run. He smiled madly, opening his arms to welcome whatever emerged. By morning, the villagers found the lantern extinguished beside the well, and the cats scattered lifelessly around it. Salim was gone. Some said he had fallen into the well. Others swore they saw his shadow wandering through the houses at night, bodiless. From that day, the well grew louder. The spirits' voices became clearer, and the black cats returned to flood the village. No one dared pass near the well after dusk, for they knew Salim had not vanished. He had become part of the spirits dwelling within, whispering from the depths, waiting for a new victim to be lured into the darkness. The village eventually became deserted. Houses stood empty, strange sounds never ceased. Anyone who approached the well heard their name called from below and saw their reflection twisted in the water. Strangers who passed through vanished without a trace, leaving only footprints leading to the well. And Salim? He became a legend of shadow. It is said he now stands deep within the well, surrounded by spirits and black cats, grinning demonically, waiting for the moment he will rise to bring endless darkness to the world.